So, Asa, we got you there. Come in and tell us about your little one-day summit that you're doing. Hello.
Hi, Darren. Hi, Tim. Hi, Alex.
Hi, great to see you.
Thank you. How are you? How's everyone?
Oh, we're good. What about you? You buzzing?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, tell us what you're up to.
So, I mean, thank you so much to Tim for helping me out with my new initiative and new project. He's been a real angel, and he's been helping me so much. So I've put together a new society called the Veg-N Society, which is a spiritually inclined society, which is driven by Namdhari, by the Namdhari Movement. I'm a Namdhari Sikh myself, and my religion is what really helped me embrace a vegan lifestyle. And our mission is to educate about the repercussions our food choices have on the planet and on all life on Earth. And it's aimed towards non-vegans. Again, it's about providing very basic information. It's so simple, and there are really no arguments towards adopting a plant-based diet. It's a win-win for all, for the environment, for animals, for yourself, mentally, spiritually, from a health perspective, and it's really a win-win. And it's just about showcasing how easy it is in this day and age to really adopt or move towards a plant-based diet. You can start small, which is what I encourage. I think that's the only way to really sustain change. So we're holding our first conference next Saturday, which is titled Small Steps, Big Change, Significantly Reduce the Negative Impact Your Meals Have on the Planet. So what we really hope to showcase is very basic information, just teaching our attendees how easy it really is to just implement a very soft, small step approach towards the right direction, and how it honestly is the best way to sustain this change you're making. Very positive, very upbeat, no judgmental, absolutely not judgmental at all. And I think it's really important to showcase unbiased information so people can really make that decision for themselves when they're looking at scientific literature, culinary literature. If they're looking at anything, if you bring in a comparison, meat eaters compared to a flexitarian compared to a vegetarian to a vegan, it really helps put things into perspective. Trying to hit this from a climate change perspective to really help draw in a more diverse, more non-vegan audience. That's the vision behind this, really.
Oh, it's brilliant. So what I love too is look at this. If you look at the slides poster there, if we just have that slide back up, you can see that this is going to be going off too. So New Delhi, Brasilia, Nairobi, Toronto, New York, all being able to tune in and listen. And that is one of these amazing benefits of this sort of new online conference thing. And as it does, it looks really interesting. Alex, I've got to say, your picture there, it looks like you just stepped out of a 1990 rave. You look like you've been raving for the weekend there.
Yeah, I've got a time machine, Sam. I didn't tell you about
that. So well done for this. We're absolutely thrilled to see this development. And I think it's really important. Tell us a little bit about the community that you're working with, because I know that's really important to you.
So the Namdhari community, we're known for our reverence to cows. It's a cultural asset, an ethical living, zero waste life, a sustainable lifestyle. It's all they're all cultural assets. Our founder, Shri Guru Ram Singh Ji, pioneered a way of a conscious living within the 18th century. This is something we try. Each and every Namdhari Sikh tries to abide by in their day to day. And reading our historical literature or even speaking to ancestors, I've watched how that conscious living has evolved and how important it's become, and how the entire world is shifting towards this very conscious, mindful living. And I feel so privileged that I was exposed to this from the day I was born. Being born into a Namdhari family, I've definitely had the upper hand, I feel like, and omitting plastic use, always being very conscious in how we believe that every God created being has a right to live. So even down to an insect, we aim not to harm anything. And I think it's really important moving forward to raise awareness about my ancestors and their contributions to universal goodwill. And we've got martyrs as well. I spoke to Tim about this.
That's right.
within the mid 18th century, it was actually our ancestors that initiated the first effort towards the cow protection movement, which eventually became a very big movement, and it solidified a lot of India's responsibility, a religious responsibility towards cow protection. So I'm really proud of that that heritage and that culture I've been brought up in amongst. And it was I'm a direct descendant of the first martyr who actually initially, initiated this entire movement. So I think it's definitely worth being celebrated, and I think that's what's going to set my nonprofit apart. These are all of these cultural assets and spiritual assets have helped me embrace this lifestyle. And everyone, anyone I speak to, or when I tell people this story, they find it so interesting, and in a way, it inspires them, and that's what drives me. And I think it's really important to provide not only an inspiration for people to make a conscious change, but to physically, cement that inspiration and cement that way of life, and just to keep them driven. And honestly, it's what drives me. So that's why I consider this a spiritually inclined nonprofit, because it's what's helped me. It's my personal story, and Veg-N will always remain a reflection of me. So I'm really happy to have the support of the Namdhari community here in England. They've been very helpful and very supportive, and I look forward to doing more. I myself am a part-time recipe developer, plant-based recipe developer. So the first project, we actually released a free festive cookbook, vegan cookbook. So going forward, I think we will see a lot more recipes and a lot more free recipe books I'd like to distribute on an international level, because I know it's difficult for a lot of people to actually get access to recipes and tips that would really help them. So that's why I've tried to incorporate as many areas or countries and continents as I possibly can. And I think it's important to showcase how you are able to live a vegan lifestyle, even if you don't have an abundance of vegan or plant-based products around you. We're so lucky to be here in England. We're in amidst the most booming, it's such a lovely booming plant-based empire we're within right now. It's just wonderful. It's such a fantastic market. And, we've got new products literally popping up every single day, and it's so wonderful to watch. But it is, even if you don't have a lot of products around you, a lot of vegan products, mock meats and mock cheeses, you can really do a lot. And that is why I do like to concentrate on naturally vegan dishes and ingredients. I think it's really important to highlight that, that there was a way of that this has always been a part of life. There's always been a lot of plant-based recipes and authentic dishes which have always been very popular. So yeah, you'll definitely see a lot of recipes and a lot of little booklets coming out from Veg-N. I think that's something that will always be happening. To put my skill set as a plant-based recipe developer into good use.
We'll definitely look forward to that. So there's I know there's a lot more to come from you. So we'll be watching. Just note that, folks, that it's going to be next week on the 6th of February. We'll post some stuff on our Facebook page and such like. So you'll be able to find out more about that there. And we'll be looking forward to that. So Asa, thanks ever so much. We might be able to come back next March. In March, we'll see where you're going with the recipes. We've got a whole health and fitness. There'll be a whole cookery demos area going on then. So can touch base on that. So thanks ever so much for joining us, and well done. Well done for the conference. We're looking forward to that. Alex, you're going to be a part of that. You've also got a little special offer I noticed on the book, so that we will also share on our website on the vegfest.co.uk Facebook page, I should say.
Okay. Can we just tell people what the offer is?
Yeah, the information there. I think it's £5. You get free postage this weekend with the code VegFest.
If you go to the veganguide.info.
That's it.
So the veganguide.info, you can see sample chapters of the book. You can see the full contents and who's contributed to it, because there's a team of 12 of us. It's not just me. We've got a chef, a doctor, we've got a vet about settling the argument about should cats and dogs eat vegan food. Well, we've settled that with our top vegan vet in Britain has given us a definitive answer. So the veganguide.info, It's only £5 for 160 pages, and we'll give you free postage this weekend with code VegFest.
Lovely,
and
guys.
you'll be all set. If you've done Veganuary, that's all you need to get you through the rest of the year.
Well done, folks. Thank you ever so much for joining us today. We are going to, there's the book. We're going to say goodbye now because we've got 2 more guests waiting. And we've not only ever run, but we've only run by about 20 minutes, which we always manage to do because we get some really interesting guests and we really get into some interesting things. And that's especially what you noted about just how lucky we are in this country that has so many options and so many of the businesses that have been able to survive and launch. We saw earlier Chicken, with Satvinder has launched this whole new plant-based thing. So we are very lucky and something to be mindful of as we go into the rest of the year, just how lucky we are with what we have got. It's easy to look at what we've lost sometimes, but it's also important to remember what we've still got and how lucky we are in this country to look forward to what we have. Folks, thanks very much, Asa. Alex, thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.